In the first video of our Business Highlights series, we want to focus on Apple to understand how each product contributes to Apple's growth and profitability. Ready? Welcome to GV Market Insights. Apple product diversification has been a key driver of the company's success, strengthening the brand image. The creation of the Apple ecosystem led to higher customer loyalty and retention. Looking at the product mix based on the data as of March 2024, almost 74% of the revenue comes from products and only roughly 26% from services. Now the interesting part starts. The product which generates the least revenue is the iPad, which accounts for only 6.13%. iPad sales fluctuated quite significantly over the years, peaking in Q4 2013 at 26 million devices. However, during the first quarter of 2024, Apple sold only 9.9 million tablets worldwide, down from the previous quarter and the same quarter the year before. Mac sales have been under pressure, declining significantly over the past few years as the company needs to revitalize the Apple Mac lineup. This is a major challenge for the company, with Mac revenues only accounting for 8.2% of Apple's total. Apple is suffering a stiff competition in the global PC market. When we look at 2023 data, Mac sales reached 21.9 million units, less than 10% of the total number of PC shipments observed across the entire market. The PC industry has been suffering from weaker demand, economic headwinds, as well as periods of inventory rebalances. Services, as well as wearables, home, and accessories, have made a growing contribution to Apple's net sales as the company tries to diversify the business and add new revenue streams to support growth in the long run, which is something I think we all noticed in first person when looking at shops. Apple's wearables, home, and accessories segment, which includes products like AirPods, Apple Watch, and HomePod, generated $7.9 billion in revenue in 2024. It came out 10% lower relative to the previous year, but despite the decline, it remains an important business unit and contributor to Apple's overall revenue. iPhone is Apple's most valuable product, and since 2008, it has been the main source of revenues for the company. Even though Apple has diversified its product line with Apple Watch, AirPods, and services, iPhone is still responsible for roughly 51% of its revenues. The launch of iPhone in 2007 was a game changer for Apple, and it is no coincidence that the company's operating profit margin increased significantly since its launch. Apple's services segment, which includes the App Store, Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, generated a record $23.9 billion in revenue in 2024, a 14% increase from the previous year. This segment is becoming increasingly more relevant for Apple as it provides a steady stream of revenue, helping to diversify the company's income streams and, as you would expect, to make revenues less cyclical. Apple is a global company with a diverse range of products and services appealing to a wide range of customers globally. But there is one key element to keep an eye on, which has already led the stock to suffer in Q1 2024. We'll get there in a moment, so stay with me. Where is Apple making the most of its revenues from? The Americas region has historically been Apple's largest market, currently accounting for approximately 41% of its total revenue. Europe is another significant market for Apple, with revenue from this region increasing steadily over the years, summing up to roughly a quarter of Apple revenues at 26.6%. While when we look at Japan, and more broadly to rest of Asia Pacific, we get only 14.6%. But the main focus is another country, China. Expected, right? China is a crucial market for Apple, with revenue from this country growing rapidly in the recent years. More recently, Apple's revenue from China declined significantly, leading Apple's stock price to temporarily suffer as the company saw intensifying competition in the high-end smartphone category from local rivals. Despite the decline, China still accounts for 18% of the company's revenues. The surge in foreign-branded phones, up 52% at the beginning of Q2 2024, stood out as key tailwind for Apple. On the other hand, we are seeing a large increase in Chinese mobile phones being released. Will Chinese consumers keep buying Apple products, or will they switch to domestically produced ones? What is likely to be the implication on Apple revenue projection and stock price trajectory? As a reminder, this video is for entertainment purposes only. If you find the video interesting, please subscribe to the channel to help us continue in our journey.